Maybe Advent Children's biggest accomplishment was reframing Reno as a harmless loon and then selling it to so many people. Not me. I never forgot. I never forgot the thousands of lives Reno snuffed out with the press of a button, the screams of terror, and then the eerie silence that swept through the rubble of Sector 7, crumbled bodies lying in dust, generations flattened under the steel and concrete of the plate. A crime engineered to bring maximum damage upon a beleaguered and downtrodden people. I never forgot their voices. Thereafter, Final Fantasy VII sort of let Reno slunk into the shadows, our jaded heroes shifting their focus to the malevolent Sephiroth instead, perhaps unable to quantify the level of revenge needed to make up for what happened in Sector 7, maybe subconsciously aware that they too were responsible for a dark night in Midgar's history. The story and characters, in a way, forgave Reno, absolved him of his sins, but I never forgot. In Advent Children, maybe the guilt-stricken characterization of Cloud should have been reserved for Reno instead, a man tortured by the lives he stole. At least then it might have made sense. But instead he seems to have conquered any demons that may have once plagued his thoughts. Villains change sides all the time in stories. It can be deeply compelling when it happens. But Reno never faces any consequences or growth through conflict. Yet fans warm to him. They enjoyed the theatrics, the comedy, the slick looks, redefining everything they wanted in a companion. Reno, the perfect gentleman, the perfect pimp. The complicated sex appeal of a mass murderer. Would we have written Reno letters in prison too? His fans will say that he was just following orders, that it was do or die. But if the path is presented to us, we still have to choose to walk it. As his legions of fans grew, accountability, truth and justice diminished. With Remake, in an effort to balance honouring the legacy of a mass murderer with the love of the fan community, the writers gave him the will to push the button, but not the stamina to carry it out. Reno later laments all the lives taken, souls like light bulbs turned dark across an entire sector. Is it character development? Is this the real multi-layered Reno that was always there, even in the days of old? If so, maybe they should have let him push the damn button. At least then, on some level, his journey to the right side of history may have been compelling. But the cynic in me says that distancing him from such a dastardly act was just another attempt by Square Enix to clean up the history of a ruthless killer, to feed into the hysteria and adoration. Let's put it on Rude's shoulders instead. He's bald, he can take it. And besides, when the plate falls, we'll make sure that any real semblance of loss is removed. All the characters will escape in one form or another, so Rude won't really have done anything wrong either. He'll have just taken one on the chin for Reno instead. Aerith's murder never stopped some FF fans fantasizing over Sephiroth's romantic aura, so Square Enix should never underestimate the level of worship reserved for some of humanity's most wicked and cruel. But often the more popular a villain becomes, the closer they will move to the light, in subtle or major ways. Popularity should not mean cleansing a character so as to gloss over their misdeeds. But I guess the writers forgot. I never did. So is Reno's remake journey simply good character development? Do Square Enix have bigger plans for him? Back in the original game, did Square do a poor job of paying off Reno's character? Am I overthinking this? Does anyone even care? Drop me a comment. Until next time, take care.